Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all having a great time, and today's expecting to be even better, so here we go. I'm Jennifer Aborn Hart, class of '82, and proud parent and mother-in-law of Samantha and Jeb, both of the class of 2016. Shout out to the class of 16. I have the great honor of serving as chair of reunions on Skidmore's Alumni Association Board of Directors. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to our returning alumni in the classes ending in 1s and 6s. Their families, friends, and other guests. In addition, we are happy to have the Sonneteers join us this weekend as they celebrate their 75th anniversary. Wonderful. Class reunion committees have spent the past 9 months collaborating with college staff, as they say, fundraising, friendraising, and fundraising on your behalf. Would the reunion committee members from all classes please stand up and be recognized so we can all offer you the thanks and appreciation you deserve. Today's ceremony is a moment to recognize alumni who were honored for their achievements and outstanding service to Skidmore, their communities, and beyond. It is also time to celebrate your collective efforts to raise funds that help to fuel the educational experience we offer to current students. It is because of our collective generosity that Skidmore continues to be recognized as one of the top national liberal arts colleges. Reunion Weekend is a time to remember, reflect, and reconnect. I know that my friend Rob Resnick, class of '88, president of the Alumni Association, joins me in hoping that this weekend will help deepen your connection with classmates and our college. This weekend is also an opportunity to see how Skidmore continues to grow and thrive as a result of the support of our alumni, parents, families, and friends. If you haven't already, especially to the almost 260 first-time reunion attendees, I encourage you to tour the buildings that weren't here when you were a student. Speaking of numbers, we have a special shout out to the class of 2006, celebrating their 20th reunion with a record number of attendees, 137. Let's hear it. And I may add, that is with not counting their guests, so that's really impressive. Before I introduce President Connor, I'd like to take the opportunity to once again recognize Rob Resnick, who, after many decades of service to Skidmore, cycles off the Alumni Board and Board of Trustees. He has been an incredibly hardworking leader and will be greatly missed. Rob? finally, our college thrives under the great leadership of President Mark C. Connor. For those of you who have not met Mark, allow me to introduce him to you. Mark C. Connor became the 8th president of Skidmore College on July 1st, 2020. An innovative leader of interdisciplinary academic programs, a longtime advocate of diverse and inclusive communities and the principles of freedom of speech and expression, and a widely published professor of English, Connor joined Skidmore College following 24 years at Washington and Lee University in Virginia, where he had most recently served as provost and chief academic officer. As Skidmore's president, Connor has been dedicated to fostering democratic citizenship and academic freedom. In service of these goals, he convened a speech and expression on college campuses symposium in 2023 and joined the College Presidents for Civic Preparedness initiative in 2024. He currently serves on the boards of trustees for both Project Pericles and the Commission on Independent Colleges and Universities. Connor has also led collaborative and ambitious campus-wide efforts to update Skidmore's strategic plan and campus master plan, oversaw the construction of the McCaffrey-Wagman Tennis and Wellness Center, introduced the college's Racial Justice Initiative, and steered the college through many challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. Connor has published extensively on modern American, African American, and Irish literature. His dozens of essays and 8 books on literature include The Selective Letters of Ralph Ellison, which the New York Times Book Review named a notable book of 2020. He has also produced 3 lecture series for the Great Courses on Shakespeare and on Irish literature. His fondest teaching experience has been taking students to Ireland for an intensive study abroad program, an experience he repeated at Skidmore in the spring of 2024 and just within the past 2 weeks. My friend, I'd like to introduce to you President Mark Connor. How many times did I go?
Oh, Jennifer, thank you so much. Big thanks to all the volunteers, all the staff who have made this great event happen, and especially big thanks to the baker's dozen of rock stars to my left, whose celebration is the real purpose of our gathering here. So it was 2 weeks ago, almost to the minute, that I was on a different stage at SPAC celebrating commencement for the class of 2026. And it makes me think about one of my favorite parts of being part of higher education, the seasons, the cycles of the academic year. Commencement, that launching forth, a new beginning, and then reunions, gathering again, that great meaning of reunion, to make as one again, which seems to me something that we yearn for, both in our public life and our personal lives. So I'm so proud that we're gathered here today. Wonderful to see some of our faculty, Grace and Ron, I see you back there, some of our retired faculty, Murray, so many others. Great to see the community here. A number of you have talked about the growth of Skidmore since your time here and the changes. And indeed, there have been changes. One of my favorite phrases is, if you want things to stay the same, there's got to be some changes. And that rings true for me. If we're going to preserve what is most special about this college, particularly in the challenges we've faced, the COVID pandemic, AI, political pressures, on and on, adaptability and growth, but also being true to who we are is so important. And I take that very seriously when I think about being president, the 8th president of this great college. And I think about my predecessors, President Keyes, who established Skidmore as a 4-year baccalaureate college. President Moore, who presided under such remarkable expansion and growth of Skidmore. President Wilson, who had the bold vision for the new campus. President Palamount, who executed that vision and the bold call to make Skidmore a coeducational institution. President Porter, who did so much to elevate the academic standards of our great college. President Studley, during whose tenure the Tang, one of our signature achievements, was introduced. And of course, my predecessor, Phil Glotzbach, who did so much to enhance our national reputation, our diversity, our inclusion, and who laid the groundwork for BTCIS. As I said last night, I feel like I stand on the shoulders of giants and feel so humbled to be leading Skidmore during this next phase. This is our foundation. You are our foundation. The campus you see today, it may be different in many ways from the campus of your time, but you made this happen. You led to this. You made this possible. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your care of Skidmore. Thank you for all you do for our college. And now I'm very pleased to turn to Dana Metis, class of 90, the chair of the Alumni Association Awards Committee, to get the show going. Dana?
Good morning, everyone. President Connor, members of the Alumni Association Board, current and former awards honorees, fellow alumni, and all members of our Skidmore community, welcome. As Mark said, my name is Dana Metis, class of 1990, and it has been my honor to serve as the chair of the Alumni Association Awards Committee. This morning's awards ceremony celebrates a remarkable group of alumni whose talents, accomplishments, and dedication to Skidmore were recognized through nominations from classmates, friends, faculty, staff, and other fellow alumni. Each year, the awards committee has the very difficult task of selecting just a few recipients from many outstanding nominees. Today, we honor those who have applied the Skidmore experience in pursuit of excellence and whose commitment to the college has been unwavering. You'll find full profiles of our nominees, of our honorees in your program, and while I'll provide brief introductions this morning, I encourage you to read more about all of their extraordinary contributions, both to Skidmore and the wider world. Now, I would like to ask President Connor and Alumni Association President for today, Rob Resnick, class of 1988, to join me in presenting this year's Alumni Awards. The Outstanding Service Award honors up to 5 members of the Skidmore community who have demonstrated exceptional service to the college for at least 10 years. Our first recipient lives by a simple and deeply held belief. Everyone has something to give, whether through time, talent, or philanthropy. She has been a longtime member of the President's Leadership Council, a class agent, a class correspondent, and supported numerous admissions efforts. Her dedicated service to Skidmore is probably most poignantly reflected in her tribute to college classmate and close friend, Melissa Missy Bilodeau, 76. After Missy's death at age 28, our honoree established an enduring scholarship in Missy's name. I'd like to invite Devora Tebenkin-Gronauer, class of 76, to come forward to receive her Outstanding Service Award.
Thank you, President Connor, the whole Skidmore community, for awarding me this honor. Thank you to my parents, who instilled in me the power of education, and for encouraging to be curious and tenacious. Most of all, thank you to my husband, who's been along with me on this whole crazy ride. While I really do appreciate the honor, I would have preferred to remain anonymous. Volunteering and donating financially is something that's done because it's the right thing to do, not because you get accolades for it. Giving is not about making a donation. It is about making a difference. After graduation, I remained in contact with Skidmore. I helped coordinate our reunions. I volunteered to be an alumni interviewer, and I was class secretary, and I've continued to work with Skidmore, and I'm now on the President Leadership Council. We always donated to Skidmore continually, but minimally. We had children and expenses along with loans, college loans, but kept up with what we could afford. 6 years after graduation, my closest friend, Melissa Mosier Bilodeau, passed away from a malignant melanoma. She had married right after graduation and left 2 small children, a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. She was an incredible role model and a wonderful teacher, and we donated and tried to find a way to honor her. So we founded a prize, along with classmates, friends. So the Melissa Mosier Bilodeau Prize was founded and funded. But we realized soon after that a prize wasn't enough, and we worked with the development office to see what more could be done. We knew by reaching out to classmates and friends and chipping away at it, this prize could eventually become an endowed scholarship. It took 20 years. Now it is endowed, and it provides funds to students who are planning on going into education. This is especially important at a time where teachers are undervalued and underrespected. Several recipients have been first-generation college graduates and have gone on to teach in underserved communities. My story and many of my classmates' stories are ones of resilience and curiosity. Skidmore has grown and thrived over the last 50 years as we have. We are inextricably intertwined, and we must keep encouraging students to push forward through the outside noise, to pursue their dreams, and also to help others. Thank you.
So we always try to start the morning with a tearjerker, just so that we can set the scene. Thanks, Devor. For more than 4 decades, our next recipient has remained deeply connected to Skidmore through a lifelong appreciation for the community that helped shape her path. She has served as a class agent, co-chair of the Parent and Family Council, and longtime nursing chair for her class. She and her husband have hosted regional events and welcomed incoming Skidmore students and their families to the Skidmore community. I'm so happy to invite Kathleen Milligan, 81, parent 18, to receive her Outstanding Service Award.
I just want to say thank you to everybody for this wonderful honor. Skidmore's been a huge part of my life. I met my husband here, my son graduated from here, and recently married his college sweetheart, Skidmore college sweetheart. So the tradition continues. Cheers to the class of 81.
Class of 81, getting it done. Our next Outstanding Service Award goes to someone who believes that service to Skidmore isn't about titles or recognition, it's about showing up. For more than 3 decades, he's been a steady presence for the class of 1991 and is often described as the glue that holds his classmates together. He approaches service the same way he approaches life, with humility, humor, and a deep sense of responsibility to give back. I'd love to invite Scott Bornstein, class of 91, to receive his Outstanding Service Award.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you to the Alumni Board for this recognition. It genuinely means the world to me. My first thought after hearing the news, I'll have to admit though, is the competition in this category must have been pretty thin if I was selected. In all seriousness, though, I'm truly humbled by this being recognized along so many accomplished and dedicated Skidmore alumni. I'm extremely proud of my Skidmore education, and I view this honor as a reflection of its lasting impact on my life. I grew up in a blue-collar family. My sister and I were the first ones to attend college. My parents always instilled the importance of education and set a model of giving back, whether through volunteering at a religious organization, a town event, supporting a cause financially, or coaching youth sports. They taught us the importance of giving back. When I first stepped on this campus back in 1987, I was a young kid coming from a public school system who felt he was in over his head. But what immediately struck me was the high character of my classmates, some who sadly are not here with us anymore. Shout out to you, Harriet. and our professors, who pushed me to be a better version of myself constantly. For that, I am truly grateful. When I graduated, I had a loose idea of what I wanted to do, maybe finance, maybe higher education, so I asked the Career Planning Office for a list of Skidmore alumni in the Boston area. They supplied me a list printed on a dot matrix printer of around 100 alumni. Remind you, there was no email. So I handwrote about 20 emails asking Skidmore alumni who I never met, could I meet with them, get an informational interview, and then I followed up each call with a phone call, each letter with a phone call. What struck me was this. Every single alum I reached out to picked up the phone and was genuinely glad to hear from me. They offered their time, took me out to lunch, and gave me real advice into how to break into the industry. One alum who was working on the floor of the Boston Stock Exchange knew of a colleague that was going back to school, took my resume, handed it to HR, and the rest is history, as they say. I remember thinking, why would these people who don't know me from a hole in the wall go out of their way for a kid they just met? Then it hit me. A Skidmore education doesn't just give you a degree, it makes you part of the family. And right then, I made myself a promise I would pay it forward. Over the years, I've worked with countless young alumni starting their careers, reviewing resumes, making introductions, sharing my contacts, offering honest feedback. When I was later asked to serve as class agent, I didn't hesitate. I was already a member of the loyalty circle and saw it just another chance to honor that same promise. Working alongside the Skidmore advancement team and my fellow classmates has been most rewarding. Skidmore holds a special place in my heart. It gave me an outstanding education, lifelong friendships, and shaped me who I am as a professional, as a husband, and as a father. So, to my fellow alumni, my advice is very simple. Get involved. Go to a local Skidmore event, reach out to a classmate you haven't spoken to in a while, volunteer your time. And I'll leave you with one last question. How are you going to pay it forward? Thank you.
For our next recipient, Skidmore has long been defined by connection to people, purpose, and opportunity. For more than 2 decades, he has carried that spirit forward. A dedicated volunteer with Friends of Skidmore Athletics, he has served on the FOSA Leadership Council and the Hall of Fame Awards Committee. He has also served as a class agent and fund chair, President Society chair, member of the Alumni Nominating Committee, and an admissions volunteer. Please join me in welcoming Jonathan Waterman, 96, to receive his Outstanding Service Award.
Well. Thank you for the award, the Alumni Association. Really appreciate the honor. Certainly the president, Skidmore community. Can't imagine being up here today and having a chance to talk a little bit about myself, my journey, and certainly what the impact has been on us. Coming from the state of Iowa, I probably represented the only state when I was here during 92 to 96. Found it, though, through my aunt, Sybil Waterman Hay, who is in the audience today. My sis. Helped give me some direction, and coming here not knowing anyone, really found a lot to like about Skidmore. It really opened my eyes to different things, and helped me really set the stage where I was. So after finishing 4 years here and figuring out what I wanted to do, I took an introductory business class here, second year, second semester in MB 107. Giordano Padasano led that and really opened my eyes to what the business world has, and went from there. The rest is history. But moved back to the Midwest and currently reside in the Chicago suburbs. I'm joined here, my wife Christy in the audience here, and want to thank my family, my parents. Obviously, I couldn't be here today without everything that they've contributed. But I think the one thing that I'll point with you is what you put into Skidmore certainly is what you get out of it, right? And I've enjoyed the chance to really mentor and lead a lot of students, as Scott was mentioning, kind of giving back. And even last week was coaching a recent Skidmore alum who had gotten laid off, and opportunities to see how they could connect in the business community to trying to find another job. But really pleased to receive this award, and thank you for the time, and congratulations to the rest of the award winners. So.
This recipient has served as a class agent, reunion volunteer, alumni mentor, and on the Palo Mountain Scholarship Benefit Committee. He and his wife also serve as a host family for international students through Skidmore's International Friendship Family Program. Please join me in welcoming Jerome Mopsick 06 to the podium to receive his Outstanding Service Award.
Great, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm honored and honestly a little surprised to receive this award. I feel like I've simply been doing my part and assumed others had been doing even more. Skidmore shaped so much of my life. I met my wife, Emily, at a back-to-school picnic when I was an orientation guide, and she was an RA. That moment changed my life in more ways than I could have imagined. Over the years, Skidmore has remained an important part of our lives, and it's been a privilege to give back to a community that gave so much to me. I'm grateful for the opportunities that I've had to stay involved, support students, and work alongside so many dedicated people. Thank you.
The David H. Porter Award for Young Alumni Service honors a Skidmore graduate from the past 10 years who has demonstrated outstanding service to the college. This year's recipient exemplifies what it means to serve the Skidmore community with dedication and heart. Over the past decade, she has consistently invested her time, energy, and leadership in strengthening alumni engagement, supporting institutional priorities, and inspiring others to give back. She's a class agent, reunion volunteer, and member of the Alumni Association Board of Directors Nominating Committee. Her commitment to Skidmore began as a student representative on the Alumni Board, an experience that offered her insight into the strength of the college's alumni network. I'm very pleased to call forward Emma Marshall, 16, to receive the David H. Porter Award for Young Alumni Service.
Hello. Hi. Oh. You're known at Skidmore. I share President Connor's remarks about standing on the shoulders of giants, especially today where you have quite the lineup here on stage, as well as folks here in the audience. That's right, I'll take that clap over there. It is an incredible honor. Skidmore's motto, "Creative Thought Matters," has shaped every chapter of my journey. From co-founding Skidmore Women in Business to leading AI, yes, I'm getting all the whoops today, to leading AI product advancements across various technology sectors, most recently in the education world. At a time when artificial intelligence is rapidly changing how we learn, work, interact, and make decisions, I'm reminded that creative thinking is more important than ever. Sure, technology can scale output, but it is the creative mind, our human awareness shaped by the critical thinking, empathy, and curiosity that determines what questions we ask in the first place. At Skidmore, the norm for a student is not a single focus, but the ability to creatively connect multiple passions with a lifelong purpose. My own experience bridged across the arts, athletics, sciences, and humanities as a Filey music scholar, on-campus leader, crew team member, government major, and business minor. President Porter himself was an exemplary lifelong liberal arts student. Like many in the Skidmore community, he also personified this kind of intellectual range. When I received this award, I let the committee know that this was especially meaningful to me, having attended one of President Porter's last classics lectures on Greek etymology, as well as his final sign-off concert here in ZenCal, where he shared his love for all things Ive, Cowell, and Cage. I also recall seeing him in the athletics facility, from time to time in a button-down shirt layered with a sweater vest, wearing slacks, sneakers, and of course his signature bow tie. Mind you, he was also speed walking on a treadmill while reading the paper. It is these on-campus human interactions that capture the spirit of my Skidmore experience so brilliantly. Thank you to the Skidmore alumni staff, faculty, and college alumni for nurturing the next generation of creatives. I'm honored to be part of this community and so excited to carry forward its values into this next chapter as a lifelong thinker, Skidmore alumni volunteer, and soon to be mother. Thank you very much.
The 50th Reunion Service Award honors a member of the 50th Reunion class who has demonstrated outstanding service to the college. This year's recipient has never wavered in her belief that Skidmore was her perfect fit. That conviction, shaped by her liberal arts education, has guided 5 decades of extraordinary alumni service and engagement. She has been a constant source of connection within the Skidmore community, volunteering with admissions as a regional chapter chair, and above all, a driving force behind nearly every reunion for the last 50 years. I'm delighted to invite Eileen Crowley Sullivan, 76, to receive her 50th Reunion Service Award.
In case you're wondering, yes, I'm from the class in the spirit of 76. Good morning, everyone. President Connor, Board of Trustees, Alumni Board, faculty, and fellow reunion classmates. Thank you, Alumni Award Committee, and everyone at Skidmore. Has it really been 50 years? It seems like yesterday I was sipping tea in the Murray Dining Hall and talking about classes, studying, going to synchronettes, playing on the tennis team, and having fun with friends. I loved my time at Skidmore, and since the day I graduated, I wanted to give back. I am very humbled to be here, and I need to start by saying there are so many volunteers who give back to Skidmore, and I am representing each and every one of them. I'd like to specifically recognize our leaders of our reunion committee this year, and in particular, the unique team of what we call the Three Musketeers, Matt, Marilee, and Eileen. Thank you, and all the committee. We've been planning reunions for 50 years, and we were also class officers. That's a good piece of trivia. What is service? Service is defined as the action of helping others, an act, performance, or work provided by one party to benefit another. Service is from the heart, and volunteer service is truly the best type of service. You are giving yourself to the cause and making a difference. I love every minute of my Skidmore service. Can you tell? I use the telephone, not a cell phone, and snail mail to invite incoming freshmen to pizza parties more than 45 years ago. I loved receiving names of interested students to set up an alumni correspondent interview. And did you also know that volunteers used to attend and work at the college fairs and not the staff from Skidmore? I used to travel New England. As a former Skidmore athlete, I learned there is no I in team. We are a team of volunteers, whether we are interviewing prospective candidates, fundraising, planning reunions, or hosting regional events. The gift of our time and donations to assist the college in its areas of need has always felt right. So get involved, as everybody's been saying. Get involved in any way and enjoy your service to your alma mater. Wear your Skidmore hat and ring and lots of swag and have fun. Creative thought matters. So we're going to end, and you stole the president. You had a little audience participation. Well, I have a little ending too. So we're gonna all stand up. If you love your alma mater, creative thought matters. We're going to say, if you love your alma mater, you're going to say, "That's me," and stand up and take a little break. Ready? 1, 2, 3. That's me. Excellent. And thank you, best husband, Billy.
We ready? We're ready. The Jacqueline M. Young 61 Lifetime Service Award is presented to celebrate the memory of devoted Skidmore alumna and volunteer Jackie Young. This award honors a member of the Skidmore community who has demonstrated exceptional service to the college over the course of their lifetime. A steadfast leader and quiet force, this recipient is known affectionately as the lifeblood of her class. Whether organizing reunions, supporting classmates through life's challenges, or encouraging others to give back, she leads with humility and joy. She has served as class president for nearly 50 years, as well as a class agent and President's Society chair. She also served 2 terms as chair of reunions on the Alumni Association Board of Directors. It's with great pleasure that I invite Marilee Mapes Perkins, 76, to receive the Jacqueline Young, 61, Lifetime Service Award.
Congratulations to you. Can we get a picture here?
Thank you. Good morning, ones and sixes. President Connor, Alumni Association board members, fellow award recipients, and amazing Skidmore staff. Yeah. I am deeply moved by this Lifetime Achievement recognition, but I feel it's a bit premature. I think I have a little more time. But I am grateful, and I greatly accept, in honor of a remarkable woman who literally set the stage for this moment for me, and whose example continues to inspire us all. Jackie Young, for whom this award is named, was a member of the class of 61 and was ever present at our reunions. I was present on Saturday, June 8th, 1996, in the Murray Dining Hall when Jackie received an Outstanding Service Award. Jackie said, and I quote, "Skidmore has witnessed incredible growth over the years. I believe so much in the college and where it is going. I have great faith in this place. My life has been about community, guided by the wisdom of my parents, Skidmore, and mentors along the way. All taught me to act with integrity and serve with generosity. I leaned on that wisdom, drew strength from it, and tried to keep outreach at the center of my work. My aim has been simple: have fun and be a good person, an instrument of empathy and compassion for my communities, whether family, work, or friends. I still believe that lend a hand, turn the other cheek, and love thy neighbor are values to live by. My deepest thanks go to my classmates, the spirit of 76, whose support for me, one another, and Skidmore has sustained me in my volunteer work. I celebrate you, and I believe that we can continue to make a difference if we stay positive and smile and ask nicely. So, in true spirit of school unity, I would ask all of you to continue to lift up Skidmore, as I hope to do for the next 15, at least, or 20 years, because like Jackie, I have great faith in this place. Thank you.
The Alumni Association Diversity and Inclusion Leadership Award honors a member of the Skidmore community who has, through exemplary personal or professional leadership, demonstrated a commitment to the values of a diverse and inclusive world. For more than 2 decades, this recipient has been dedicated to advancing diversity and inclusion among those from underrepresented and underserved backgrounds in the STEM fields. In 2005, he founded Out in STEM, a national nonprofit that supports LGBTQIA+ individuals in STEM. More recently at Skidmore, he led the development of the Alumni Association Board of Directors LGBTQIA+ Inclusion Committee. I'm excited to invite Eric Patridge, PhD 01, to come forward and receive the Alumni Association Diversity and Inclusion Leadership Award.
Good morning. And thanks to all of you, staff, faculty, administrators, board of directors, everyone on stage, as well as my friends who are here supporting me and my partner in the audience. I will also thank my parents and my father who passed away in August. It takes a village, and for me, this award is really important this year, given the state of things. And it's a statement, I think, for me, for Skidmore, given the status of things. I will say I use my pronouns he, him, or they, them. You're welcome to ask me about any of those. Lovely to see you all this morning. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to celebrate diversity and inclusion here together. I'll also say really quickly before I continue here that this award for OSTEM, if you look into it, represents the work of hundreds, if not thousands, of people. We built a community that has hundreds of chapters across the country at colleges and universities. I still get told by people that it's changed their life. We've given away over $500,000 in scholarships, and they have $1 million budget. I was glad to help put it together, and I paid off my $30,000 in credit card debt during the pandemic, and I didn't make a dollar from it, and I would do it all again. I should extend thanks to all of you. I like to think of myself as a civic-minded and politically engaged person. Much of what I've learned in the spaces of civics, government, diversity, and inclusion has been by observation and participation, as well as by successes and failures. Whether or not you know it, we all learn from each other, and many of you here taught me so much over the years and the distance. I learned from many of you, even though I don't see you. For those of you in my class, thank you for being gentle with me and for my growth and evolution over the years, and the patience with me and staying with me, even though I haven't had time for you necessarily. I invite all of you here today to reach out for any reason whatsoever. I love spending time with friends and acquaintances, as well as meeting new people and making new friends. You can find me in Stamford, Connecticut, or New York City. Last year, I bought a house in Stamford where I live with my partner, my wonderful partner, Dustin, and my puppies. I hope you get a chance to meet them later today around campus. Twice a week, I commute into New York, where I do science on Broadway, 1384 Broadway if you're in the area. Funny thing, I came to Skidmore to be a theater major. My mom asked me to take a semester of science, and I dove deep into science and tech. I did a PhD and a postdoc at Yale, and I'm now in New York City doing science, where I used to say there's no science in New York City unless you work at a college or university. So it's a bit full circle for me to be doing science on Broadway. If you feel so inclined, I do welcome any collaborations or projects along those lines. I do hope to eventually go back into theater or film at some point in time. I said I do science on Broadway, which is true. I've been using AI and ML since 2016. Mostly predictive AI, so it's been super educational. I should bring this to a close, but I would like to first say thank you for this award. It means a lot. I've tried to keep my finger on the pulse of my communities over the last couple of years. All the sentiments are pointing to self-care and community care, which I see happening here today, and we're celebrating Skidmore, so thank you. As we all head into the future filled with AI and questions, and so many of us are also entering an aging population, including myself, I encourage you to open up your eyes. Learn about the AI, the tech happening around you. Learn about generative, agentic, predictive, and physical AI. They're all very different. Also, ask many questions and do great things. I grew up as a white, cisgender, queer male. I'm an Eagle Scout, a PhD. I was a Roman Catholic altar boy. I'm a minister and I performed wedding ceremonies. I can go on. I can tell you that, without a doubt, diversity and inclusion is vital to this country, not only for humanity, but also the economic outcomes of the next 5 years. Whether you identify as a conservative or liberal or somewhere in the middle, I embrace all of you. The 2% doesn't matter how you slice it. Trans people, LGBT people, minorities, military, intelligence community, the 2%. Let's not waste our time bickering on which 2% we're supporting. I encourage you to find me and reach out. I always love good coffee and conversation. Thank you.
The Creative Thought Matters Award of Distinction honors a Skidmore graduate whose innovation and creative contributions to the greater good inspires or enlightens the lives of others. The recipient of this year's CTM Award is a baker and restaurateur who owns Ciao Gloria, a popular Italian-American bakery and cafe in Brooklyn. He is also the author of several acclaimed cookbooks and is a two-time James Beard Award nominee for Outstanding Pastry Chef. He combines a distinctive blend of design, ingenuity, and culinary craft. He's been featured in the New York Times, Bon Appetit, Food and Wine, and on Good Morning America, among others. I'm pleased to present the Creative Thought Matters Award of Distinction to Renato Polifido, class of '96.
Wow, okay, hi. I actually used AI to kind of write a little acceptance speech, but I thought, no, you know what, I'll just read from the heart, or speak from the heart. Not that AI is bad, but, it's something that we should all kind of consider and think about. But I will take snippets of what AI helped me write. I'm really honored to be here. I wanted to thank everybody on stage and in the audience and at Skidmore in general. I have really, really fond memories of this school, and they seem to grow fonder by the year. When I was here, I really was excited to move to New York City because I was like, I can't wait to get to New York and get a job and all that. And I rushed out of here, and then as the time passed, I realized how wonderful of a place Skidmore is. And, even though I didn't end up in my studies, which was studio art, I took that knowledge with me into what I do now, which is, I write cookbooks, I write recipes, and I run a business. And, to receive the Creative Thought Award for this is kind of funny because most of my creative thought now is like making sure the lights stay on at the cafe and the restaurant. But it all ties together. So thank you so much. I really appreciate this. And yeah, go Skidmore. Thank you.
The Joseph C. Palamountain Award for Young Alumni Achievement honors a graduate from the past 10 years who has used their Skidmore education in a quest for excellence, demonstrated by personal achievement while maintaining a concern for the Skidmore community. This year's recipient is an activist, doctoral student, and legal professional committed to examining and challenging inequities within the American legal system. A sociology major from Brooklyn, she began her career as a paralegal, first in corporate law and then at the Innocence Project, where she focused on cases involving the misuse of forensic science related to wrongful convictions. I'm delighted to present to Sean Reagan, 16, with the Joseph C. Palamountain Award for Young Alumni Achievement.
I know. So I have to be honest, I'm very surprised to be standing here. If anyone knows my family, they would know that they're usually the ones getting the awards, and I'm usually in the audience celebrating them. So thank you. This is a huge deal. Skidmore is where I learned to think. I took my first sociology course, and it felt like drinking water. And from then on, I was constantly chasing the questions underneath the questions. Classical sociological theory taught me how to think structurally, and co-facilitating intergroup dialogue taught me how to teach and how to build and hold rooms across real difference. By the time I graduated, I knew that activism and academia didn't have to live in separate rooms, and that has become the through line in all of the work that I've done. The questions I started asking at Skidmore are some of the ones driving my work now. Who does a legal system protect and who does it fail? And those questions took me to the Innocence Project and other legal organizations, and eventually to a PhD program. So 10 years after walking out of here, I am now a PhD candidate, and thank you. And I'm still celebrating. And I want to end and acknowledge, in 2016, I graduated from this college, and on the same day my grandmother, Dr. Bernice Johnson Regan, received her honorary doctorate here. We graduated together. She has since transitioned, but I carry her with me everywhere, and especially here. She showed me that scholarship and art and justice belong to the same calling, and Skidmore gave me the space to start living that out. So this award goes to all of my professors, especially those in sociology who pushed me, my friends who held me up, and my grandmother who showed me the way. Thank you so much, Skidmore. I'm truly honored.
So we're on a justice theme today, which is really exciting for us. The Distinguished Achievement Award honors a graduate who has translated their Skidmore experience into distinguished achievement through professional work and/or community service. And there is no question that this year's recipient embodies these qualities. She has dedicated her career, spanning 50 years, to advancing justice, equity, and systemic reform, using the law as a powerful tool for societal change. A distinguished public interest lawyer in Philadelphia, she is focused on the issues of court reform, gender and racial bias in the justice system, violence against women, and reproductive rights. For 25 years, she served as executive director of Pennsylvanians for Modern Courts, leading efforts to improve the jury system and strengthen the disciplinary process for judges who engage in misconduct. I'm honored this morning to invite forward Lynn Marks, 71, to accept this year's Distinguished Achievement Award.
Thank you. You're all beautiful out there. I'm sorry you can't sit here and see us, but meaning us, I am so impressed with all the other honorees and really honored to sit with you. Thank you for this honor. When I attended Skidmore in 1967 to 1971 with some of you, and what a time that was. We arrived with our wearing circle pins, and we left wearing bell-bottoms. Old stereotypes and prejudices were being questioned and challenged, and students were encouraged to think deeply, to challenge assumptions, to take care about what was happening around us. And now, looking back, and I actually didn't realize that at the time, I realized that my career path as an advocate for social justice and law reform was inspired by my time at Skidmore. Being surrounded by intelligent and caring women, and we were all women then, was empowering, as the women's movement was just beginning to change lives and to change the country. It's hard to believe that when we started, we had to wear skirts to dinner, and guys weren't allowed in the dorm. So we changed all that. And some people in the class might remember our senior year, a national reproductive rights advocate, Bill Baird, spoke to us, and he held up this big poster of various birth control methods, and he said that he had been arrested for showing that at another college and that he could have been arrested that night. He encouraged us to go to the Capitol the next day with him to rally for reproductive rights, and that was the first time that I was participant in that movement. But it really wasn't just the burgeoning women's movement that impacted me. A couple weeks before my senior exams, I was arrested in Washington, D.C. at an anti-Vietnam War protest. And I think that, in addition, helped propel me to work for justice for my life. After graduation, I worked as a public policy, or different public policy jobs for about 5 years, ending up with my dream job of being a lobbyist in Albany for reproductive rights. But I decided that I would have more clout as a lawyer, particularly as a woman in the 70s, and Skidmore helped me prepare for law school. The values of equality and fairness that Skidmore still embodies are even more important today when so many rights, too many rights, are being stripped away. So I was glad to hear President Connors this morning talk about how Skidmore really is remaining steadfast in encouraging students to make a difference in whatever field they choose. And while I'm talking about making a difference, I would like the fierce government majors of 1971 to please stand up, because you have each made a difference. And now a shout out for the entire class of 71 to stand up. Thank you. And we already heard just a little while ago about asking all of us to say, that's me, when it comes to volunteering and doing work for Skidmore. And I'm going to ask you to also say, that's me, when it comes to doing something to make a difference in improving the world that we are living in right now. Thank you again, and congratulations to the other honorees.
The Alumni Association Board occasionally chooses to honor individuals who did not graduate from Skidmore, but whose exceptional service and leadership have had a meaningful and lasting impact on the college and its community. Recipients are welcomed as honorary members of the alumni community in recognition of their enduring commitment to Skidmore. As Assistant Vice President for Student Affairs and Director of Athletics, Gail Cummings-Danson has shaped the student experience at Skidmore College through more than 2 decades of leadership and service. As she prepares to retire this summer, she leaves a lasting legacy across campus. Under her leadership, Skidmore Athletics expanded programs and facilities, including the McCaffrey-Wagman building, which I hope you've all seen, while achieving 4 national championships, 41 conference titles, and producing more than 130 All-Americans. So it's my honor to invite Gail Cummings-Danson to accept from the Skidmore Alumni Association honorary alumni recognition.
Well, hello, and thank you. I'm not quite sure how I managed to find myself being recognized with this outstanding group as part of their celebration and group of honorees. But I'm not asking questions, and since life is about, I think it's a life rule, right? There are no takebacks. There are no takebacks. So here I am, and here we go. It is truly an honor to be recognized by the Skidmore Alumni Board, and Rob in particular, who I know was a strong advocate for me moving and standing in front of you. But as an honorary alumna, I can't even express my appreciation. My sincere thanks to each of you for this meaningful distinction and for the care. You could clearly see the care that you show in celebrating all of those that are connected to this remarkable community. To be named an honorary alumna is deeply humbling and not something that I take for granted or lightly. For me, it represents a sense of belonging to a place defined by creativity and a commitment to making a difference. And we've heard that throughout each of the remarks that we've been witness to today. And while I would never describe myself as a creative person, and I'm quite sure those that know me best would agree, I am deeply committed to Skidmore and the hard work that it takes to create the best possible experience for all of our students. And while I did not attend Skidmore as a student, it's been my greatest privilege to serve this community wearing 2 different hats, but connected hats, as the Assistant Vice President for Student Affairs and the Director of Athletics. Both positions allowed me to connect in impactful ways with our greatest asset, and that is our students, which is all of you. I've had the pleasure of witnessing firsthand the incredible spirit of this community through our students, faculty, staff, alumni, and supporters. This recognition makes me feel a part of Skidmore's enduring legacy and part of its amazing story, the network of alum who carry its values into the world. What makes this especially meaningful is the spirit of Skidmore itself. Skidmore is not simply a college. It's a community built on relationships, shared values, and a dedication to helping others grow and succeed. We are a community that champions collaboration, supports one another, and believes that our strength comes from working together to be the best that we can be. Now, teamwork, that's something that I know a little bit about. And we've heard that, I've seen it, and that's what today is about, right? Nothing on this campus happens without teamwork from all of those groups that I just identified. To be associated with that legacy of Skidmore College is something that I will carry with great pride. I thank you again for this extraordinary honor. It means more than I can adequately fully express, and I'm grateful to be considered a part of this wonderful Skidmore family. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail, and congratulations to all of our award recipients. I can say good afternoon now. My name is Graham Campbell, a proud member of class of 1998. I'm a longtime college and class volunteer, currently a member of the Alumni Association Board of Directors, serving as Vice President for Alumni Giving and Chair of the Skidmore Fund. While class of 1998, I'm delighted to celebrate classes ending in 1s and 6s, and I'll be back for my reunion in a couple years. You're all welcome to come. Allow me to offer my warm welcome to each of you here today. Thank you all for being part of this wonderful reunion weekend celebration. The energy here is fantastic. I also want to take a moment to thank everyone on stage, everyone here, everyone in Office of Engagement, Office of Advancement, all the staff supporting all the events here today. Back to teamwork, thank you. And also just to say one more thank you, expressing gratitude for everyone's time, talent, and treasures. On that note, we are delighted to have you back, and we're going to celebrate reunion of 2026 with a bunch of numbers. I may need to read some a few times. This special occasion provides an opportunity for each of us to reflect upon our relationship with this great college and the friendships that have been created and endure, relationships that are at the heart of why we give back to our Skidmore. We gather to recognize the important role each of us individually and our classes collectively play in Skidmore's success. Our gifts provide scholarships and financial aid that increase access for deserving students regardless of financial status, world-class faculty to teach, mentor, and inspire students, and support our creative community that pursues innovation, inclusion, and individual growth on campus and beyond. Our contributions support the outstanding improvements seen throughout campus, including the cutting-edge technology and lab spaces in the Billy Tisch Center for Integrated Sciences that provides a world-class learning experience for students across all disciplines. And if you have not seen it, please visit McCaffrey-Wagman Tennis and Wellness Center, a place where the entire community comes together to find balance and fuel their competitive spirit. In total, 1,235 alumni made gifts in honor of reunion this year, including 478 members of the Loyalty Circle, recognizing 3 or more years of consecutive giving, 140 members of the President's Society, and 173 Legacy Society members, those of us who have made gift commitments to ensure Skidmore's future. I also want to recognize the 371 class volunteers who worked tirelessly to create meaningful connections with classmates over this past year. Now, I invite you to enjoy a short video featuring 2 students illustrating the direct impact of your financial support.
We give because someone gave to us. We give because nobody gave to us.
We give because giving has changed us.
We give because giving could have changed us.
We have been better for it. We have been wounded by it.
Giving has many faces.
It is loud and quiet, big though small, diamond and wood nails.
Its story is old, the plot worn, and the pages too.
But we read this book, anyway, over and again.
Giving is first and every time, hand to hand.
Mine to yours.
Yours to mine.
You gave me blue and I gave you yellow.
Together, we are simple green.
You gave me what you did not have.
And I gave you what I had to give.
Together, we made something greater from the difference.
It's genuinely moving to hear directly from students about the impact of our collective giving on their experiences. And as you can see, there's still time to make a President's Society gift, or any amount matters, before you leave campus to continue this ability to enhance the experiences of our students. Now, it's time to celebrate the fundraising accomplishments of our Reunion 2026 classes, which includes 20 class records and 5 reunion records. First, we welcome our Skidmore Society classes, which includes those celebrating their post-50th reunions. The class of 1951, celebrating their 75th Skidmore reunion, is pleased to present an overall gift of $431,987. Nicely done, 1951. Class of 1956, on the occasion of their 70th reunion, they're pleased to present an overall gift of $272,267. Thank you, 1956. Class of 1961 is honored to present at their 65th reunion an overall class gift of $209,691. Thank you, 1961. The class of 1966. On the occasion of their 60th reunion, they're proud to present an overall gift of $5,575,888. That's a new class and reunion record. Thank you, 1966. The class of 1971, celebrating their 55th reunion, presents a total class gift of $5,007,677. Which includes $402,961 through the Skidmore Fund. Thank you. Both are class and reunion records. Thank you, 1971. Thank you to the Scribner Society members. The class of 2021, celebrating their 5th reunion, presents an overall class gift of $2,865. Thank you, class of 2021. That's just the beginning, and we are so glad to welcome you back. We'll be back for more. Celebrating their 10th reunion, the class of 2016 is pleased to present an overall gift of $11,762, a new class record. Thank you, 2016. As a class of 2011 celebrates their 15th reunion, we are grateful for your total gift of $30,041, which is a new class record. Thank you, 2010. The class of 2006, at their 20th reunion, is pleased to present a Skidmore Fund gift of $37,294 and a total reunion gift of $70,793. Both are new class records. Fantastic. Keep it up, 2006. The class of 2001, at their milestone 25th reunion, has raised $236,000. I got 548 here. Our numbers are a little bit off, but $236,548 towards the Skidmore Fund. Thank you. A new 25th reunion record. Thank you, 2001. The class of 1996, on the occasion of their 30th reunion, is pleased to present a gift of $40,443 to the Skidmore Fund and an overall reunion gift of $108,718, both new class records. Thank you, 1996. The class of 1991, celebrating their 35th reunion, is proud to present a Skidmore Fund gift of $81,693 and an overall class gift of $272,353. Thank you, 1991. On the occasion of their 40th reunion, the class of 1986 is proud to present an overall class gift of $127,180, a new class record. Thank you, 1986. The class of 1981, celebrating their 45th reunion, is pleased to announce an overall class gift of $1,858,692. They also reached a new class record of 20 President's Society members. Terrific job, 1981. We conclude by honoring the incredible class of 1976. As they celebrate that most special milestone, the 50th anniversary of their graduation from Skidmore, the class is proud to present a gift of $205,970 to the Skidmore Fund, as well as an overall gift of $1,625,497, both new class records. Congratulations and thank you, 1976. I'd like to invite President Connor to join me for a moment. And now, on behalf of our Reunion 2026 alumni community, representing 1,235 donors, we are proud and honored to announce to President Mark Connor, on behalf of Skidmore College, a total reunion gift of $16,579,019.
This takes a lot for me to say. I'm almost speechless. This is remarkable. It goes right to our students, right to our staff, right to our faculty, right to our campus, right to our mission. Thank you so much. Thank you, Graham.
Thank you again, everyone, for their time, talent, and treasures. We hope each of you and your classmates will continue to support Skidmore and our students. Our past volunteers, thank you. Our current volunteers, thank you. And to our future volunteers, spread the word. And now, please welcome back to the podium our Chair of Reunion, Jennifer Aborn Hart, class of 1982.
Wow. What a total holy mackerel. Congratulations to everyone. Speaking of congratulations, how about our Alumni Award winners? Oh my goodness. You are all so inspiring. Thank you for everything you do for others. Thank you. I'd also like to recognize and thank Dana Mettis and the awards committee. Dana is also cycling off the Alumni Board, and we thank you for all the hard work you've done. Dana. Great. After the alma mater, you are all invited to the dining hall and Case Green for a fun afternoon. Is going to happen. It's going to be very exciting. Thank you for coming, and I hope you have a great day, evening, and tomorrow we'll see you at the memorial service as well. So please join me in singing the alma mater. Please rise. Skidmore, we rejoice to sing.